Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all with deep appreciation and hope as we gather here in the heart of our continent, Lusaka. Once again, a gracious host and symbol of Africa's unity and resilience. It is a profound honor and privilege to address you all at this defining moment in Africa's journey towards agricultural transformation and food systems resilience. Let me begin by sincerely thanking the government and the people of Zambia for welcoming us so warmly and graciously to Lusaka. This city, vibrant and full of promise, is a fitting venue for a dialogue of such importance, Your Excellency. I also thank you all, dear permanent secretaries and partners, for your leadership and presence, which testifies to your unwavering commitment to Africa's agri-food future. Today, we do not gather merely for routine deliberation. We gather to reimagine, to reaffirm, and reignite Africa's commitment to transform our agri-food systems, guided by the spirit and resolve of the Kampala Declaration. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let's acknowledge how far we have come. Since the launch of CAADP in 2003, agriculture has been elevated to a top-tier development priority across our union. We have seen countries take ownership through National Agricultural Investment Plan. We have witnessed new partnerships emerge, youth-led innovation flourish, and regional value chains take root. But let us also be clear-eyed. The 2003 CAADP biennial review reminds us that our pace must quicken. We have not yet met our Malabo targets. Over 250 million of our brothers and sisters remain food insecure. Climate threats, inequality, and economic fragility continue to weigh down the very sector that holds the key to our renewal, to our even existence. Yet, we are not disheartened. We are certainly mobilized, and that's what we see today. Just 3 months ago, our heads of state, through the Kampala Declaration, redefined our continental vision by launching the CAADP Strategy and Action Plan 2026-2035. This is not just another agricultural roadmap. It is a bold shift, a paradigm leap from agricultural productivity alone to holistic agri-food system transformation. What does this mean? It means that we now view agriculture as part of an interconnected system, a system that begins at the seed and ends on the table, that spans health, education, environment, trade, and governance, that must be inclusive, resilient, climate smart, and people-driven. The Kampala Declaration, ladies and gentlemen, with its 10-year strategy, is our continent's rallying call to transform agriculture into an engine for inclusive growth, resilient livelihoods, and national pride and dignity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the center of this new era is you, our permanent secretaries. You are the stewards, like my director just said, you are the stewards of national policy coherence, the bridge between political commitment and community impact. You hold the keys to aligning agriculture, nutrition, environment, infrastructure, and trade into a unified force for good, for the prosperity of your nation and your continent. Allow me to highlight the 5 pillars that I believe must define our collective resolve. First, we must ground our work in resilience. This means investing not only in technologies and inputs, but also in systems that anticipate shocks, be they climatic, economic, or geopolitical. It means strengthening early warning systems, scaling up climate-smart practices, and restoring our degraded landscapes. Second, we must fuel agro-industrialization. It is no longer acceptable for Africa to export raw commodities and import finished goods. The future lies in value addition, processing, and market linkages that create jobs, especially for women and youth in rural economies. Third, we must unlock bold, blended financing. The Kampala Declaration sets an ambitious target to mobilize $100 billion over the next decade for agri-food transformation. We must align public budgets, catalyze private sector investment, and deploy innovative financing models tailored to local realities. Fourth, we must advance inclusive empowerment. Our women and youth are not just beneficiaries, they are builders. We must dismantle together barriers to land, finance, training, and leadership. Inclusion is not a checkbox. It is a catalyst for excellence, for success. Fifth, we must champion governance and coordination. A food systems approach requires interministerial harmonization and whole-of-government strategies. It demands transparency, accountability, and community engagement from the ground up. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let us also recognize the strategic importance of strengthening rural-urban linkage. As Africa's cities grow, projected to house nearly 60% of our population by 2050, and I repeat, 60% of our population by 2050. Our food systems must evolve to feed these urban centers sustainably. Functional rural-urban connectivity enhances the flow of agricultural goods, services, information, and investments. It catalyzes market access, drives the expansion of agri-processing hubs, and fosters integrated value chains that benefit both urban consumers and rural producers. At the heart of this transformation are our smallholder farmers, who produce over 80% of the food we in the cities we consume. They must be empowered, not as subsistence producers, but as competitive, connected entrepreneurs within a vibrant food economy. Their success is not only vital to rural livelihoods, but to national food security and economic stability and prosperity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the tools are ready. The food system guidelines are in place. CAADP monitoring mechanisms are being upgraded. Technical assistance is expanding. AUDA NEPAD stands ready to work with you, hand in hand, country by country, until this vision becomes a reality. Colleagues and friends, as I conclude, allow me to remind that Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, the youngest population, and an unmatched biodiversity. We do not lack potential. We lack aligned action. We lack implementation. We have now aligned our continental goals, Agenda 2063, the global goals, the SDGs 2030, and the CAADP into just one common framework.